Warm greetings from the high 10. It's Everyday Shenanigans. Thanks for joining me. This is a three-part live. The subject matter this afternoon is pertaining to the Ukraine-Russia conflict. As most of you know, this is an ever-evolving story, so information could change at a moment's notice. Um, Another storyline will be pertaining to 5 people found dead inside of a Colorado apartment. It is believed to have been a drug party where all the people, most of them, are decedent. I believe there's another person that has survived, and a small infant was also inside of the apartment. And my grand story is Family Dollar, Rat City. Thousands of rodents found crawling around inside of a Family Dollar distribution, West Memphis, Arkansas. 400 plus stores closed in our region due to this infestation. Dead birds, dead rats, live rats. Three-part live this afternoon. Sit down and enjoy the ride. Thank you for joining me. This is Everyday Shenanigans. Amen. Thank you all so much for joining me. Hello, everybody. Hi, Terry. How are you, sweetheart? I was just thinking about you yesterday. Hope you're well. Hope the family's well. Grandchildren are well. Thank you all for joining me. I've got 20 viewing. Amen. Thank you all so much. And welcome, new subs. Thank you for choosing this network for your content and stimulating conversation. There's a different topic every other day here on this network pertaining to breaking news, true crime, older crimes. Please check out my latest addition to Everyday Shenanigans, which is the Crime Vault. Inside of the vault, you will find older crimes with an end result and possibly no suspect apprehended. Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. Lisa, Fancy, Jackie, Fine, Terry, you don't know me. Interesting username. I'm going to go ahead and get started because I've got 3 subjects to bring to you. We're going to go ahead and start with the Ukraine-Russia conflict first and get that one out of the way. This was uploaded about 12 minutes ago. Thank you so much for joining me. Washington Post is the source. Russian Security Council calls on Putin to recognize 2 Moscow-backed breakaway regions in Ukraine. U.S. claims Russia has lists of Ukrainians to be killed or sent to camps following a military occupation. The Kremlin announced Monday that Moscow will recognize the independence of 2 breakaway regions in eastern Ukraine, a move that Russia could use to justify an attack in those areas. Troops continue to gather near the Ukrainian border, suggesting that the window for a diplomatic resolution to the crisis is closing and striking a discordant note from Sunday's news that President Biden and his Russian counterpart, Vladimir Putin, had agreed in principle to meet. The summit was proposed by French President Emmanuel Macron during a separate calls with Biden and Putin on Sunday. Officials in Paris and Washington said the talks will go ahead only if Moscow doesn't attack. Russian officials were ambiguous about whether the summit would go ahead. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said Monday that there are not concrete plans for a Russia-U.S. summit. Biden's national security advisor, Jake Sullivan, struck a pessimistic chord in comments to ABC News on Monday morning. "We never give up hope on diplomacy until the missiles fly or the tanks roll," he said. "But the likelihood there's a diplomatic solution, given the troop movements of the Russians, is diminishing hour by hour. Here's what's to know. The United States has warned the United Nations that it has credible information showing that Moscow is compiling lists of Ukrainians to be killed or sent to camps following the military occupation, according to a letter obtained by the Washington Post. Ukraine's foreign minister on Monday urged the European Union to move forward on sanctions against Russia now, rather than waiting for the Kremlin to make additional moves. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov is expected to be in Paris on Friday to discuss the Ukrainian developments with European officials, according to French Foreign Affairs Minister Jean-Yves Le Drian. Okay, where I have the problem, wait 1 second. I think I didn't finish all this. Hold on, you guys. It's a bit winded. Okay, hold on. Just when I thought I was done. Okay, hold on. 1 second. It's a lot to read. Russia's Security Council on Monday called on President Vladimir Putin to recognize the independence of two Russian-backed separatist regions in eastern Ukraine, a move that could give him a pretext to invade Ukraine, particularly after Moscow's claims that Kiev forces were attacking the areas. Ukraine officials denied the attacks Monday, saying the claims were Russian disinformation. Western officials have warned repeatedly that Moscow is manufacturing a reason to invade. Putin is likely to make a decision later Monday. All the members of Putin's Security Council supported recognizing two regions, which call themselves the Donetsk People's Republic and Luhansk People's Republic. As Ukraine has turned toward the west, Moscow has long been trying to drag it back into Russian orbit, preparing the grounds for years, including by issuing Russian passports to 800,000 Ukrainians in the two regions. That gives Russia a pretext to send in forces to defend them. If Russia recognizes the two regions as independent, the separatist leaders could appeal to Moscow to send in forces. The leaders already called for Russian military assistance Monday. Putin called the Extraordinary Security Council meeting after accusing Ukraine of committing genocide in the regions last week without producing evidence. The Security Council includes Putin's hawkish military, security, and intelligence chiefs who have emerged as his major source of advice, according to Russian political analysts, as well as Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, Russian Prime Minister Mikhail Mishustin, and the heads of Russia's upper and lower houses of parliament. The Donetsk People's Republic and Luhansk People's Republic are a major flashpoint in the conflict between Ukraine and Russia and the scene of the fighting between Ukrainian forces and separatists that has claimed 14,000 lives since 2014. The decision to recognize them would beach the 2015 Minsk peace agreement brokered by France and Germany that was designed to return the two regions to Kiev's control. One by one, Security Council officials urged Putin to recognize the regions, arguing that Kiev was trying to freeze the eastern Ukraine conflict, preventing a resolution and leaving Russia to cover the region's costs. Putin said it was clear that Ukraine had no intention of implementing the Minsk agreement, which requires Kiev to pass laws giving the regions autonomy. Okay. He goes on more to basically discuss what's going on between Luhansk and the Donetsk are at the heart of the Ukraine-Russia conflict. It's a lot more information inside of this. But basically right now, just a matter of waiting to see what happens. If you need to verify the information that I've read to you, the Washington Post is the source. Where I have the problem with this information is talking about sending people to concentration camps. Well, Putin, why would you want to do that? This is not 1930 Russia or Germany. And if you want to take it to that level of, what is the word I want to use? Imitating Hitler, because that's what it sounds like, you probably will get a lot of other people that will probably go to war with you. Now, America is not supposed to be intervening allegedly. But I got this stinking feeling in the pit of my stomach that if those tanks decide to go forward, it's going to be hell on wheels. And America will find themselves somewhere over there, which we don't need to be nowhere near them because we just left abroad fighting a 20-plus year war. And it's just time for other people to aid other people. And that's just my personal opinion. I believe America has done enough with aiding other countries. But there comes a time when other countries need to step up and aid their fellow man, woman, child. Not look for the U.S. to be the cavalry. So I'm praying that America does not get involved because I don't want to hear any more casualties. We've had enough casualties for 20 plus years, plus all these psychopaths running in and out of different countries, blowing up stuff and strapping bombs to themselves and driving through crowds of people and just doing all type of foolishness. It is time for other people to handle their own business. I'm praying for the Ukraine. I'm praying that Russia does not go to war with them because we do not need war. We have enough famine and disturbed people killing each other for no damn reason, people popping off mentally ill and just evil. And to go to war because you're trying to seize some part of the damn region, I mean, grow up. Just grow up. The people don't want to be a part of Russia. They made that decision in 91. Let it stand. My thing is, why would I want to see something where the people don't want to be a part of what I'm running? And Putin needs to understand he is one man. At some point, his ass could be knocked out of the box. So then somebody would take his place. So that means you're replaceable. Meaning you're not that important. And you can't think for everybody. You're a leader, but possibly what you're thinking and doing is not in the best interest of your people. And from what I heard, Russia isn't the greatest place to be. And you all have treated your people very poorly over the years, from what has been said in the news and from its own citizens. So I don't think the citizens will lie about how they have been treated, their ancestors have been treated in history. And you all repeatedly don't offer your citizens, civil liberties to speak, give their public opinion, protest, have food. Who the hell wants to live like that? So this is why those other people probably said, hey, we want our own way of living, doing things. Leave them alone. I never heard of somebody wanting to force somebody to be a part of a region or a country. That's crazy to me. But that's the mentality there. And that's why people continue to follow in behind these nuts. It's because that's all they know. That's all they've been taught. So they rally behind, the strict type of leadership. But who wants to live a life where you can't freely roam? You can't freely think. You can't freely talk. You can't freely do nothing. You can't even eat over there. Who the hell wants to live like that? So I feel sorry for the people that are there. But I do not agree with seizing these places and then you're talking about sending them to concentration camps. So that means you don't really want the place. You don't want the regions. You wanted them for facetious and evil reasons. Because to talk about sending somebody to a concentration camp, what the hell are you talking about? Then that means you don't really want the people to be a part of Russia. You're getting ready to do what Hitler did, which is invade and abuse and torture the people because you can. And it has been said that Ukraine does not have the military staffing such as Russia. So that's going to be a problem, which means somebody will have to aid the Ukraine to fight Russia, which we do not want. I don't anyway. I don't want anybody going to war. I don't have to like you. I don't have to agree with how you live, but I do not believe in people just fighting each other, killing people, blowing up the towns, villages, however it's going to go, just because somebody wants to be greedy and claim a piece of fucking land. That's my commentary on the Russia-Ukraine crisis. Thank you all so much for joining me. My second story is coming out of Colorado. Woo! Craziness, craziness, craziness. God help us. God help us all. Just nonsense. All right, everybody. WPTV is the source.
Breaking tonight, 5 people dead, a woman and an infant pulled out alive. Whatever happened inside that Commerce City apartment is beyond words, beyond explanation.
It really is. Police have all but ruled out foul play or carbon monoxide poisoning, finding no evidence of either, and that leaves drugs as a very strong possibility.
The investigation is now only beginning inside the North Range Crossings apartments off 104th Avenue near Chambers.
Ever since Russell Haythorne is live outside that apartment complex tonight. Right now, Russell, you talked with people who knew the victims?
Yeah, Brian, and out of respect for the family, we are not using the names at this point, but those neighbors who knew the victims say they were great people, and if this was a drug overdose, it is completely unexpected. Tragedy unfolding in Commerce City tonight.
It's really very disturbing. I only found out about it because I got a text message from a coworker asking me if I was okay, because someone let her know that 5 people were dead in my apartment complex.
5 people dead inside an apartment unit. The chief calming neighborhood anxieties about any danger.
There does not appear to be any blunt trauma. or any violent incident of any nature.
Chief Clint Nichols then revealing police found some sort of substance inside.
If it is going to be illicit drugs, they were very, very bad.
An adult female was taken out of the apartment alive, as well as a 4-month-old.
My understanding is the infant is doing fine, just a routine medical checkup. If it was drugs, no one was able to get to a phone and call 911 for a medical emergency, so it happened pretty quickly.
A neighbor who knew the victims requested we not show his face, but shared a few things about them tonight.
They're awesome people. I mean, I've known them for 2.5 years, and I mean, they're awesome people, and this is kind of devastating for all of us in the community.
Neighbors like Sharita Harrelson say they have seen more signs of drug activity around here lately.
It was very peaceful, and lately it's just been very interesting. Finding needles outside, so I don't let my son come outside and play because I don't want him to accidentally get poked by a needle,
The chief with a somber and gut-wrenching message about this tragedy.
There are some people dead inside of an apartment, and an infant lived. I hope the parents were not in there, but been doing this long enough, I would probably be safe to suggest that the parents probably were inside. And so for the infant, that's going to be a long time without parents.
Just a tragic situation here. Part of the problem with cleaning up this scene is that as of an hour ago, investigators hadn't even entered the apartment because Commerce City police say they were still trying to get hazmat crews to clean up whatever illicit substance the chief was talking about. So it will likely be several more hours, possibly through the night, before these teams of investigators are out of here. Brian, back to you.
You've been on that horrific scene all night hustling to get us that information. Russell, thank you. The investigation started less than 7 hours ago, and police are already pointing towards drugs. So we wanted to add a little context showing just how widespread this drug crisis is. The nonpartisan group Colorado Health Institute crunched state data. They found that 1,477 Coloradans died of drug overdoses in 2020. That's an increase of 38% over the previous year. The spike in opioid deaths was even more significant, 54%. 68% of those can be linked back to one drug, fentanyl.
All right, everybody, that was Brian Wong, our infamous Brian Wong, that reported on the Cal City boys' disappearance out of Cal City in Bakersfield, California. This news is WPTV News 5. Authorities in Colorado are investigating 5 adults found dead inside of an apartment in Commerce City Sunday afternoon. Commerce City Police Department says another adult and a 4-month-old child were alive inside the unit. Officers and medical personnel from the South Adams County Fire Department responded to the apartment complex around 3:45 p.m. on a report of several unconscious people. According to a news release from the police department, the department said officers found the 5 adults, 3 women, 2 men, 3 women, 2 men, deceased inside the unit at North Range Crossings Apartments by the time they arrived. Commerce City Police Chief Clint Nichols told the Associated Press that there does not appear to be any blunt trauma or any violent incident of any nature. It's unclear how the incident occurred. However, police said substances that can be described as illicit narcotics were located in the apartment. Fire department was called out to conduct a hazardous gas test, which was not detected inside the unit. If it was drugs, no one was able to get to a phone to call 911 for medical emergency, said Clint Nichols, Commerce City Chief Police. My understanding is that an infant is doing fine, just a routine medical checkup. Nichols said the adult female who made it out alive is lucid and talking with police. The AP reported that Nichols did not know if the child was a boy or a girl. He added that it's unclear if the baby's parents were among the deceased, the news outlet reported. There are some people dead inside an apartment. An infant lived. Nichols said, I hope the parents were not in there, but I've been doing this long enough. I would probably be safe to suggest the parents probably were inside. And so for the infant, that's going to be a long time without parents. Nichols said the likelihood of drug use was high. If it is going to be illicit drugs, they were very, very bad, he said. A friend of the victims identified them for Denver 7, but out of respect for the family, names are not being released until confirmed by Commerce City Police. The friend did talk on the condition of anonymity. They were awesome people, the man said. I've known them for 2.5 years, and they were awesome people. So this is devastating for the community. It's a terrible situation. Rest in peace. Commerce City Police Department detectives are on the scene along with crime scene investigators and victim advocates to release SAB. The department said more information will be released as details become available. The names and ages of the deceased will be released at a later time. WPTV. News 5 is the source, and the great Brian Wong is the reporter that gave the said information in this video that I just played. If you need verification, let's start by saying possibly it is drug related. What in the hell were these people thinking? Drug party, let's say. You had 5, 6 people in the house plus a child. 9 times out of 10, the parents of the child was in there and they are possibly dead. I don't know. One woman survived. I don't know if she's the mother of the child or not. But let's say the parents are dead. Now who's going to take care of the child? Why are you all getting high in an apartment with the child? How long have you been getting high in there? Where did they get the drugs from? Same dealer? What? What was in the drugs? What was the drug? What were the side effects? Heart racing? Head spinning? What? Couldn't breathe? What? Automatic pass out. This is crazy. They have that many people dead inside of an apartment with 2 living humans. 1 adult and 1 baby. The 4-month-old couldn't defend themselves. So imagine if everybody's dead in there and the child's needing a diaper change, need to eat. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. The fact that the neighbor wants to say they were awesome people, well, I don't know them. And that's not to be mean. Not to say that a person can't be a nice person using narcotics, but I don't know them. And they're now dead. So how awesome were they to be in there getting high with an infant in there? Stay woke. Who's to say if the child was being taken care of properly by these awesome people? Just doing me. Please stop. Stop. The point is, a child was found in the apartment. Imagine if they were somewhere ducked off and it was a while before somebody knocked on the door, checked on them. This would be a really horrible situation for the infant because an infant can't feed himself herself. They can't get up to change their diaper. They cannot feed themselves. So imagine a child being left alone for God knows how long without being able to eat. So I beg to differ about these awesome people. That's my personal opinion. When I get more information pertaining to the story, I will bring you an update of the said people, the names, what the drugs were that were used, autopsy, all that said information. This is a very crazy story because a child was involved. I don't really care about what grown people do. I don't wish death on too many people, let me say that. But if you decide that you want to be a drug addict, alcoholic, that is your choice. But I have a problem when there's a child involved. You have custody of a child, children, then I have a problem with that. But I think it's sad that you people can't go out here and enjoy yourselves without having to try the latest drug. Somebody hands you a pill and say, here, try this, and you just put it in your mouth. You don't even know what's in it. And then they have this thing of saying that the drugs are fake. Well, to me, who cares if it's a real Molly or not? Do you know how insane that sounds to say, that's a fake pill. That's a fake Molly. That's a fake something. Who gives a damn? You don't even know what the hell's in the real Molly. So why give a damn and care about what's a fake Molly? It's a drug that I don't know nothing about. And it's not registered by the FDA for me to take it to help with my health. So I don't give a damn what's in it. And why the hell I want to take it and risk dying or being comatose just so I can have fun? I think a lot of you are distorted out here, that you feel the need to follow in behind people, get high because somebody handed you something or you're having a bad day. So this is the day you decide you want to try something. You're going to throw your whole life away on a pill, a needle, crack, powder, fentanyl, heroin, meth, whatever you call it, ice, it's all the same to me. For what? So you done got so high now, you're dead. Because, you know, my father once told me that. He wasn't a user, but he knew of people who got high, heard the stories, and he always said, the reason why people continue to get high is because they're trying to get the high that they got the first time. But you can never get that high again. You will never get that euphoria of the first time you got high, because naturally your body had never had the drug. So naturally your body is feeling some type of way with that first high, but you will never get that back. How could you? How could you get it back? And so your mind tells you to continue chasing the drug to get that ultimate feeling that you got the first time. But you can't get it back, because that's the point. A first time is what it is, a first time. Now, maybe somebody could say it's the same with sex, gambling, shopping. I feel just as good as I did when I bought my first pair of stilettos, my first pair of Gucci stilettos. I'm now going back into the store 10 years later, buying me another pair of Gucci stilettos, and I feel just as good as the first time I bought my first pair. Possibly so. I don't know. All I know is it's pointless to me. It's pointless to use drugs. It's pointless. Because drugs lead down the road to other deviant behavior. And I think we all know you're going to eventually have to start doing unsavory things to get high, such as stealing, robbing, conning, fraudulent, forgery, fraud, robbing, killing, murdering, kidnapping. These are all the things that are linked to drugs. Prostitution. Why do you want to go down that path when you have a life that you can live, have a decent whole life uninterrupted without mischief, mayhem, police, sheriff, DA agents? Why would you want that life for yourself? There's so many things you can do in this world to enjoy yourself and have a great time. The world can be a great place without all this extra foolishness. I was telling myself that the other day. When you look outside and see the sky, the clouds, great day, sun outside, whether it's full bloom of trees, grass, flowers, doesn't even matter. No leaves, it doesn't matter. The world still is a nice place to be in. But it's this extra stuff that causes the problems and causes us to be, up and down, moody people. It's the problem. Bad attitudes, nasty, don't know how to talk to you, don't know how to treat you, mischievous, sadists, addicts, alcoholics, rude people, nasty people, people that want to assault people sexually, mentally, physically, verbally. It's all the same. The world could be a better place if we learn how to try to be more patient, treat each other accordingly, and Lord have mercy, stay off the drugs and the alcohol. Just stop it. What are you teaching your children? Getting high. Now imagine this child was sitting in there with these people, or in another room, let's say. They're getting high as a kite, and this baby is being unattended. So when that guy sat up and said they were great people, awesome people, as I said, I beg to differ. And that's not to be mean or callous, but I speak the spoken word. How great can you be getting high in an apartment with a child? I don't care if the child is sitting in there with you, in a playpen, or in their own room with the door closed. Because now we have to ask ourselves, how long were they dead in there? When was the last time the child ate? When was the last time the child changed his or her pamper? Got his pamper changed? Was held? Stay woke. Give a damn about somebody being awesome. Now the child has to have a new caretaker. So who's going to be the one to take care of the child now? Now somebody else has to step up and take care of your responsibility because you wanted to get high. Well, you got high. You got high right to the morgue. All 5 of you. You people don't realize drugs kill. And they kill families. They kill friendships. They kill. And they don't get to the table without help from a human being. Leave that stuff alone. You don't need those drugs. You can live in this world and get a high from feeling good that you got woke up, that you're able to walk, you can hear, you can see, you can smell, you can taste, you can love somebody, be loved. You can take a stroll down the street. You're breathing. Try life. It's free. Don't cost you nothing. And you don't have to worry about ending up in jail, incarcerated, or 6 feet under. Thank you for joining me this Everyday Shenanigans. If you want to donate to the channel, if you like to donate, $ Big Angie 129 Cash App. All super chats are welcome during this live. That is subject number 2, coming out of Colorado. Bonnie Wong spoke in this audio that I just played you. Congratulations on Mr. Wong's new venture in Colorado. He's no longer working in California as a news agent. Thank you all so much for joining me. My main story is pertaining to, drum roll, West Memphis, Arkansas. Family Dollar Distribution Center. My, have you all been some dirty, dirty beasts down there? Nasty, nasty, nasty. Here we go, everybody. This is the latest information I got out of the Google search. 16 ABC WAPT is the source. FDA finds rodents inside Arkansas Family Dollar warehouse, prompts 400 stores to close. Family Dollar closes 400 stores, recalls products after FDA finds decaying dead rodents in warehouse. Woo, Lord help me, Jesus, I'm dead. I hate rats. Anybody that knows me, I can't stand a rodent. I cannot. I can't stand nothing in the rodent family. You think a squirrel is cute? Good. Take him in your house, feed him. I don't care. Queen don't do animals. I'm sorry. I just can't do it.
Clinton is closed, just like 400 other locations around the Mid-South. And the reason the stores have had to shut their doors due to a rat infestation in their warehouse in Arkansas. We saw several people walking up to the doors of this Family Dollar today, not knowing the store had been shut down. And when we told them what was going on, they were surprised. Investigators wrapped up their investigation on February 11th after finding live rodents, dead rodents in various states of decay, rodent feces, urine, evidence of gnawing, nesting, and rodent odors throughout the facility. There were also dead birds and bird droppings.
Dead birds.
The Family Dollar location on Raymond Road in Jackson was also closed. While we were there, we looked in and saw big black bags and what appeared to be workers throwing things away. And the FDA says that there were over 1,100 dead rodents that were found when the facility was fumigated. In Clinton, Marcus Hunter, 16 WAPT News.
WAPT News 16 is the source. Woo, mercy. The Family Dollar in Clinton closed just like 400 other locations around the Mid-South. Federal inspectors said they found over 1,000 rodents inside a Family Dollar distribution facility in Arkansas. According to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, consumer complaints prompted officials to inspect the West Memphis, Arkansas facility in January. Inside the building, inspectors said they found live rodents, dead rodents, rodent feces, and dead birds. FDA said it was working with Family Dollar to begin a voluntary recall of affected products. Those products include food, dietary supplements, cosmetics, medical devices, and over-the-counter medications that were purchased in January and February from Family Dollar stores in Alabama, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Missouri, and Tennessee. This investigation prompted 400 Family Dollar stores to close. The Family Dollar in Clinton, as well as the location on Raymond Road, with just 2 of the many stores that closed. We take situations like this very seriously and are committed to providing safe and quality products to our customers. We have been fully cooperating with our regulatory agencies in the resolution of this matter and are in the process of remediating the issues. Said a Family Dollar spokesperson in a statement. We temporarily closed the affected stores in order to proficiently conduct the voluntary recall of certain FDA-regulated products. Our teams are working hard to reopen those stores as soon as possible. 16 WAPT News is the source. Before I jump into this, I want to mention something that was on my mind about the last story about the 5 people found dead in the apartment in Colorado from apparent drug overdose. One of the women who spoke said she's noticing more drug trafficking and needles outside, and she won't let her child play. First thing I'm starting to wonder is, what does this place look like and who's managing the place? And also, is it a urban place or it's a nicer complex that's going downhill? That's something that struck me while I was reading the commentary. But back to this rat story. Family Dollar. Woo, Lord, let me catch my breath. This commentary says that there were odors in there besides live ones, dead birds, live birds. What the hell are we talking about? So everybody knows what a dead rat smells like. A dead mouse has the same smell. Stay woke. So you all were walking around this facility and there were rats, alive, dead, and birds, alive and dead in there. And ain't nobody walked by and said, hey, there's a dead rat. Hey, that's a dead bird. Hey, there's a live bird. Hey, there's a live rat. 1,000 plus fumigated and 1,100 rats collected. I'm dead. I'm deader than the rat that was found dead. Are you listening to me? This is ridiculous. And naturally, these products have been recalled. Somebody's been complaining. I don't know where the complaints came from. And I think most people know what rat droppings look like. They're little dark black turds. This is heinous. Because some people will feel like, well, it's just a lipstick. It's just a toothbrush. Well, they're recalling it anyway, whether it's in the plastic or not. They're recalling anything that the rats could have walked over, as you say, urinated on, blah, blah, blah. You get my drift. This is insane. But see, this is how you get cross-contamination. Not just food cooked in a restaurant, not properly cooked, undercooked, left out too long, sour, late date. Cross-contamination can be anything. Coughing, hacking, touching something. Then I come in, touch it, don't wash my hands, touch my eyes, my nose. Now I'm sick. Same thing with the rat situation. Rats are using the restroom, crawling over items. You pick it up, take it home. You're not washing your hands before touching it, opening, because you have to think there's a process to handling stuff in the store. Pushing the door open to get out of the store. Opening your car door. Closing the car door. Putting your hands on the steering wheel. Stay woke. Pulling the stuff out of the bag when you get to the house. You've touched your front door. You walk in, you touch your countertop, put stuff down. Now you've put that stuff down inside your house. See how it's cross-contamination. One place to one place to one place to one place. Your skin, your arm, your face, your eyes. It's all the same. This is a hot mess. Hello, everybody in the chat. Thank you for joining me. This is a hot, hot, hot mess. I'm trying to understand, how do you go to work every day in a distribution center and you don't see a rat crawling around? So where were the rats at then? I'll wait. Because what you have to ask yourself is, who's complaining? How many complaints? Where were the complaints coming from for you to then go to the distribution center to then see the rats? So were people complaining that worked at the distribution center, or was it people complaining from other outside stores? That's where I'm curious. So it's just very, very, very strange. Because I'd like to know, where did the complaints originate from? That's what I'm curious about. But I don't understand how nobody saw the rats and the birds. Because what are you trying to tell me? The rats were just sitting in the wall having a party. One came out every blue moon. What are we talking about? And then they said that the facility had odors. So now we have to ask ourselves, how big is the facility? What is the square footage of the warehouse facility? And how is it that nobody noticed the smell of a dead rat, dead bird? Seeing the dead birds, rats, it's all the same to me. Yes, somebody had to see him. But see, I'm not getting ready to go to work every day and step over a rat. And he ain't getting ready to step over me. Because that's about to be a problem. Then that goes for the rat, the bird, the cat. It's all the same to me. I ain't stepping over no rat, and I ain't stepping over no damn bird. And the person who ran the facility, supervisor, manager, however you want to call it, you need your ass beat. Because you work there and you had to have an office there. You had to walk through the facility to make sure everything's being ran properly. So you are at fault for allowing this situation to exacerbate to the point where a company had to come in and fumigate the place. So now that place is closed. 400 other stores are closed in our areas, neighboring states, because of one monkey. And that's what happens. It takes one monkey to stop the show. My mama used to always say that growing up. And that's true. So all it takes is one person that don't give a damn and just say, oh, work. We got to keep the work going. We got to keep the people working. We got to get the stuff out. It doesn't matter. It's nasty. It's filthy to be working in a rat-infested place with fecal matter. Fecal matter is airborne. The urine is airborne. Death is death. Toxins are released from anything dead. What the hell is wrong with you people? This is crazy to me. Dolly, we're on a new subject here. Well, my thing is, say you don't want to hear a problem. It's not, you can't say that and you're working in a place where the rats crawling around and they're also dead. It's bullshit. That's why I said I want to know where the original complaints came from. The facility, workers at the facility, or workers at other stores, or people who shopped at the surrounding stores. I'd like to know where the original complaints came from. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Dolly, for the super chat. Thank you. This is, oh Lord, this is a crazy story. Because we already know that a lot of places, especially in urban areas where people are leaving trash out all the time, maybe the dumpsters aren't being picked up, you're going to have a rodent problem. You always have rodent problems in inner cities. But if you're not keeping your place up to par, clean regularly, dumpsters empty regularly, trash being set outside, those things draw animals, period. I don't care if it's a rat, a cat, a skunk, a possum, squirrel, it's all the same. Dogs. You're going to draw animals when you have trash. So if you're not properly cleaning up inside the building, outside the building, you're going to have a rodent problem. That's my said commentary pertaining to West Memphis, Arkansas, whatsoever, Arkansas facility, Clinton, I believe it's Clinton, Arkansas. This is a very terrible situation. I'm praying to get it under control because my thing is we all shop in stores, buy food, packaging, and you really don't know what's crawling around the stores when you're not looking and the lights are off. You don't know what was crawling around the distribution center. And I think we take for granted just breathing, period. Because you really don't know what goes on when you are not around. That's anything and anywhere. Politics, government, state, federal, stores, shopping, where you get your food, where it's cooked, where it came from the field to the truck to packaging. You don't have any idea about nothing. You just take a chance every day. You go in the store, pick up something. You don't know what's been crawling on top of it. And now that it makes me even more sick thinking you go in the store, pick up something, you don't know where it came from and what's been urinating on top of your package. Or dishcloth or bath towel. It's all the same. Think about your clothes. You want to go there? Clothes off the rack. Dishcloths. Hand towels. That's why I guess why he tells us to wash everything when we get it home. Don't put it on your bed or washcloths straight out the package or wash everything. And that's the world we're in. You got to wipe everything down. We should have been wiping everything down anyway. But nobody thinks, well, I go buy a pack of toothbrushes in a pack. Maybe I don't want to open, let's say 4 come in a pack. I don't want to open all of them. I just want to put them in a closet. I got to wipe them down before I put them inside my bathroom or my linen closet. This is a crazy world we're in. So that's just extra work you've got to do now. For things you want to leave in the package and you're not ready to open yet. You got to get you some sanitary wipes and wipe them down. Just to store them in your house so you don't have cross-contamination. It's a very crazy world we're in. I thank you all for joining me. I'm going to start doing more stories inside of the lives. That way I can cut down my time as far as going live for just one story. I will put at least 2 to 3 stories in one live. And so far, I've done it yesterday and today. This afternoon's live is pertaining to the Ukraine-Russia crisis. So far, they have not invaded Ukraine, Russia. We'll pray that they do not. 5 people found dead in an apartment in Colorado. 1 woman alive and a child alive. I don't know who's the parent of the said 4-month-old baby. Don't know if it's a boy or girl. Do not know what drugs was used, but it is apparent that it's drug overdose for the 5 dead. And this situation with Family Dollar Distribution Center being Rat City. 1,100 rats found dead after fumigation. Also dead birds. It's a very sick situation coming out of Arkansas. There's no rhyme or reason for this. This shouldn't even be a story to me, because my thing is somebody and somebody's plural saw rats running around, birds running around, flying around, and then you also had to see them dead, smell them dead. So this to me is disgusting on all levels, because this is just blatant disrespect for people and hygiene and the customers who are purchasing and buying the items from the warehouse. And you have no right to be walking around, still going to work, smelling dead rats and birds. This is BS to me. And whoever runs this facility, you need your ass whooped and you should be out of a job. And I'm sure you are out of a job. You're definitely out of a job, because that means you didn't even care about going in there smelling rats and dead birds. And as I said, most people who have lived have smelled a dead mouse or rodent. And it is the worst smell known to life. A dead rat, mouse. One little mouse could stink up an entire house. And I don't even want to know what a dead body smells like, so we're not even going to touch that. But thank you all so much. Check out my community page for breaking news and stories. If I do not cover the said stories on my channel, I will post different stories, breaking news to my community page. Feel free to leave a comment on the various subject matter. Please stick to the subject at hand if you leave a comment, because it becomes daunting when people read things that don't have anything to do with the subject matter, because that's just common sense. If you start talking about other things on that said video or post, it throws people off because they don't know what you're talking about. So I prefer that you only comment pertaining to the subject matter. That keeps the flow of the comment section going, such as in this live. It helps when you stay on topic. Although there are 3 topics, but it does help the flow and keeps the continuity of the chat, where people can understand what the topic is when they're coming in late to listen to the said content. I thank you all so much. I love you too, Nate. Hope you're doing well. Prayers to you, baby. I will be going live later on this evening, possibly a hypothetical, because I'm going back to my old routine of my content of breaking news, various topics, and hypothetical situations. The next subject will possibly be very controversial, so please be respectful in your commentary. And if I drop the link, if you decide to join the panel. Movie of the week is Rental, airing on Premium TV, Showtime. This is pertaining to some friends getting together, renting an Airbnb, and things start to go terribly wrong when they realize that they are being surveillanced inside of the said house. I will not tell you anything else. Please check out Rental. Thank you all so much for joining me. Thank you, mods on deck. God bless all of you. Stay safe. Prayers for you, Nay. Prayers for Flower Girl. Prayers for Crystal Moore, Rags, and Kinsley Masters. Thank you all so much for joining me. Prayers for those who are not well, sick. Prayers that most of you who are sick, you get well. Take care of yourself. Get enough rest. Stay hydrated. God bless all of you. Thank you for following the content. Welcome all new subs. Thank you, Terry. Miss you too, honey. Holler at me. Thank you. Yes. Movie of the week is Rental. Please check it out. It's a very weird, creepy movie. Queen has been finding some very interesting movies on Showtime, because you all know I just subscribed to Showtime, and it was worth every dollar. $3.99, you can't beat it. For 3 months. So I'm very happy with my choice to now be a part of the Showtime ranks. I will be keeping this in my pocketbook because it's worth every dollar. Right now, the Queen is currently watching Dexter New Blood. Has 10 episodes. Do not know if they're going to do another season of Dexter New Blood. But for those of you who like CSI, true crime, mysteries, thrillers, please check out Dexter New Blood. This is with Dexter's new phase of life. He's living in a new city, new part of the world, and he's back at it. It's very, very good. The Queen is now on episode 9. About to wrap it up. Thank you all so much. If you need any movie suggestions, please go to my community page. I have several movies listed for you to watch for your enjoyment. I have breaking news stories. Please put your comment below the box if you want to give your commentary. If you still want to comment on the O.J. Simpson saga, did O.J. do it? Yes or no is suffice. Don't need any long-winded commentary. It's a yes or no question. Thank you all so much for following the Queen. God bless all of you. Join me later for stimulating conversation. Very controversial topics will be discussed later this evening. Thank you so much. This is Everyday Shenanigans. Have a wonderful afternoon.